Hey everybody, Fred Minnick here, and it's Bourbon and Beyond time. That's right, that festival that I actually co-created with Danny Wimmer presents. Now, granted, I was always the bourbon side, helping bring in things like Jim Beam programming, the the panels like having Jack Daniels and Jim Beam on the stage at the same time, and having musicians up there with bourbon. That's the portion that I have helped with Bourbon and Beyond. With the music, they don't call me. But if they did, I would have been like, this is one incredible lineup. This is an epic lineup, one of the absolute best music festivals in the entire country this year. Now, granted, I'm biased. I'm very biased. Obviously, my name is on the advertisement there. But look, I love Brandi Carlile and Billy Strings on the same day on Thursday. But you bring in Train, you got in the iconic Buddy Guy. That is one epic day. And in fact, I'd like to share this story with you. Buddy Guy was like this. He was like a dream for me to see. And he's up there. He's probably the oldest active musician right now. He's so incredible. He still got it. I saw him. I've seen him probably like 5 or 6 times, but the best time I ever saw him was at the Milwaukee festival called Summerfest. We got there early, and we were able to get up there right there at the front of the stage. And I had this old film camera for you kids at home that don't know what film is. I took this photo, and I ran to the next day. I took the roll of film to, I think it might have been a Walmart. There's one of those 24-hour, film processing places. If you wanted the film processed really well, you shipped it off to someone in like New York or California where they had really good photo labs. But I went to a 24-hour place, and I got the photo, and I was like, oh my God, this is the best photo ever of Buddy Guy. I still have that photo at home, and he's got his hair down. He's going, love Buddy Guy. Watching him play was a bucket list thing for me. Also on Thursday, one to look for is Drew Holcomb. Drew Holcomb's actually been on the Fred Minnick Show before. If you go back and listen to my episode talking about Sweetens Cove, he was on there. He is one of the owners of Sweetens Cove. So Drew Holcomb, incredible talent. You got the Killers on Friday, Duran Duran. Duran Duran is how should I put this? Duran Duran is one of those bands that if you are a fan of Duran Duran, it's almost like a Grateful Dead kind of fandom. Like, people are nuts for that band. So I imagine on that Friday you're going to see a lot of Duran Duran t-shirts from people in their mid 50s, early 60s. That will be an interesting day. But the one I'm circling to go see, I've never seen Wayne Newton. I have never seen Wayne Newton, and I can't wait to see him. And I'm gonna have like all of these kind of like pop culture moments of Wayne Newton. I wonder if the hair is gonna be as awesome on stage as it is in the TV. So on Saturday, the Black Keys, iconic, the Black Crows, Old Crow Medicine Show is probably the band I'm most excited to see on Saturday. I love that band. They are epic. I've seen them before. They are awesome. Now, you've also got one to look out for, going to be a little earlier in the day, Luke Grimes. Luke Grimes is a special talent. Definitely one of those you do not want to miss. On Sunday, I think this is probably the single best day of music in the country. That's just my opinion. I'm not saying that I'm right or wrong on this. Music is very subjective, but this kind of touches on, you've got Bruno Mars, which connects in so many different music genres. This dude is so talented, and I really hope I can get him on my show. But he is amazing. I remember that Super Bowl halftime show he did, and I really don't think a lot of people, people didn't know him like they do today, but their jaws were dropped. People were like, "Oh my God, he is amazing." And to me, that was one of the best halftime shows ever. I think the nod for Super Bowl halftime show probably has got to go to Prince, and the Rolling Stones, and then I think Bruno Mars. So, Bruno Mars for me is a top 3 Super Bowl show. And I saw Rihanna this year in person, and to see that in person, to see a Super Bowl halftime show in person, that is very special. It's very special. And I don't know how they are able to do all that in a short amount of time. Anyway, Blondie, iconic band. Definitely do not want to miss that. John Baptiste, I've seen him live when I was at the Stephen Colbert show, and just his mannerisms, the way he moves, and the way he gives a little zap to when he sings, it's just so special. I just love how much he puts into an act from a face perspective, and his mannerisms. He's amazing. Ryan Bingham, of course, is on Yellowstone. Really good musician. But I think he's going to bring out. I wonder if he's going to bring out any kind of a little Yellowstone-y aspect to his set. I've never seen him in person, but everybody who's ever seen him in person is man, he is so good live. I remember hearing a story about him when someone was just watching him at a bar. A bar that they were going, they got stuck in, and they're just they stopped and watched him play. And this was before Ryan Bingham was known at all, and that's how much of a talent he is. So I'll be really curious to see what his set is like. ZZ Ward is one of the very first musicians I interviewed, and let's just say I'm going to see if she's going to see if she'll come on the show, and we'll drink some bourbon together. And we'll see if we can talk about the last time we drank together, because that was a really, really awesome day there at I think it was Louder Than Life. It was a heck of a time. But ZZ Ward is so incredibly talented. Also a fun Instagram follow as well if you want to check her out on Instagram. Of course, you've got Babyface, and Babyface, that's pretty. He's pretty iconic. Now, you get into the bluegrass situation stage, and you're going to have a lot of picking there. And of course, you got my world, where all the bourbon and culinary meets. And this year, the bourbon curator is my good friend, Chris Blandford from Kroger. In fact, here in about an hour and a half, Chris and I will be picking barrels picking Bourbon and Beyond barrels that will be available in Kroger's throughout Kentucky. So stay tuned for that. I will have tasting notes on the barrels that we taste and when they should be available in respective Kroger's. But I got to tell you, what a really great culinary lineup we will have. The great Ed Lee's back, and of course Ed is right now. I mean, he's everywhere. I think he's on 6 TV shows at the moment. You go to a Marriott, and they got a special on him when you walk in the room, talking about all kinds of stuff with how he got into cooking, and he's traveling around tasting people's food. You got Chris Santos, a rock and roll chef. I'm telling you, if you get a chance to eat Chris Santos food, oh man, amazing. But of course, Amanda Freitag, she is one of the greatest chefs in the world right now. So such an incredible lineup here. Who are you most excited to see? Put it in the comment section. I would love to know your thoughts. This is a great lineup. I believe to be the best lineup in the country for music. But again, I'm biased. My name's on there. I've put a little blood, sweat, and tears into this festival. And just really excited. Just really, really excited. But thanks for tuning in. By the way, if you are watching this on March 8th, which at the time I'm ending the video, it's going to be about 1:30 March 8th. If you're watching this on March 8th at 3 o'clock in Louisville, Kentucky, or the Prospect, Kentucky Kroger, we are doing barrel picks. So come on over there and join in on the fun. Maybe we'll sling off a little whiskey for you to sample, but you can get a chance for free tickets and all that sort of thing. But stay tuned in on this show as well as my other social media like Instagram, Twitter, Facebook for ticket giveaways, and be on the lookout for all things Bourbon and Beyond from me here on this channel. But thanks for tuning in. Be safe out there, and remember, vodka sucks. Cheers.